There are fast-moving developments in the California shooting rampage. New information coming in, authorities naming the two deceased suspects, Syed Farook, an American citizen, 28 years old, and his wife or girlfriend, Farook Malik, aged 27. Heavy gunfire with scenes of bloody chaos, leaving at least 14 people dead, 17 injured after the masked shooters walked in and opened fire. ABC's Matt Gutman is on the scene and has been following the story all day. Matt, we're learning so much more tonight. What's the latest at this hour?
That's right, Byron. We're learning so much more about this couple, Farook and Malik. They were, in fact, a couple, and that when police finally cornered them, crunching their car between those two armored cars in that spectacular shootout, they were both armed with assault rifles. They also had handguns with them. Now, we're also learning that Farook was an employee of the San Bernardino County Health Department. He was apparently an inspector, had been with the department for about 5 years, and he was in that building. You can still see the lights on right behind me during that day-long series of workshops. Now, eyewitnesses who were there, colleagues of his, say that there was no anger. He didn't seem to be upset. This seemed like any ordinary day, and that he allegedly had been at the Christmas party the year before. Now, he left about 20 minutes before the shooting started, and the next time anybody saw him, police identified his body after they managed to corner him and his alleged wife. Now, a big sigh of relief being breathed here in San Bernardino. There was a suspicion that there was a third shooter on the loose. Police have said that has not happened, but still a massive amount of police presence still outside this building. We've heard a series of explosions over the past couple of hours, and that was police detonating what they say were 3 explosive devices left by that couple. Byron.
ABC's Matt Gutman, thank you. This has been a difficult day. Chilling 911 calls and swift reaction from police.
We initially put out that we had information that there were upwards of 3 shooters. Right now, as we continue to drill down on information and the witness statements that we have, it really looks like we have 2 shooters, and we're pretty comfortable that the 2 shooters that we believe went into the building are the 2 shooters that are deceased up on San Bernardino Avenue.
Late tonight, a small moment of relief for a city on edge. Police announcing that 2 attackers, 28-year-old Syed Farook and 27-year-old Farook Malik, are now dead, killed in a violent shootout on the streets of San Bernardino.
We don't have the motive at this point.
And trying to find answers as to why these shooters took the lives of at least 14 people and injured 17 others.
Multiple shots that were fired. We're getting a suspect, last seen wearing a black ski mask, all black clothing, carrying a shotgun.
The first reports of the deadly rampage coming in around 11 a.m.
And all of a sudden, gunfire starts.
Kathy Horitz's sister, Denise, was inside the Inland Regional Center when the 2 attackers, dressed in assault-style clothing, entered the facility and opened fire.
She said everyone hit the ground, tried to get under tables. A chair happened to fall over that someone knocked down, so she also was able to use that as a barricade. But then she said she felt a sting, in her lower side of her back, and then she knew she was shot.
She was one of the lucky ones to survive.
It's heartbreaking to know there's people out there that just want to harm people.
Terry Pettit's daughter was also inside.
Shooting at my work, people shot, in the office waiting for cops.
But she's okay.
Pray for us.
A text message no parent wants to receive.
Someone had come in and started shooting, and they ran into an office, and she's hiding with some other people.
Witnesses outside describing a barrage of bullets.
I was going home, and all of a sudden, boom! It was
rapid.
like right
boom,
here.
Boom, 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 boom,
And then they
boom.
said they're on the loose.
Yeah, and I was right behind the building, and I heard all the shots.
The gunmen firing inside a large conference room where the Department of Public Health was holding a training session.
Unknown race male, all black clothing with a black mask. We do have victims down.
Other worried families received phone calls directly from loved ones of the horror unfolding inside.
She just said that she was in her room. She locked herself up. There were shooters.
Olivia Navarro's daughter, Jamil, a case manager for special needs children, called her mother.
Have you been able to get a hold of your daughter?
Just the phone call and then the text.
Frank Montez, waiting anxiously for his niece, he tells my colleague Matt Gutman they also spoke on the phone.
She said something about 3 shooters.
with machine guns.
So she was outside when it happened, on her break, you said?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And they hit the floor, and then they ran inside to their manager's office and barricaded themselves.
You seem pretty nervous right now.
Yeah.
You're still pretty upset. But she's okay, right?
Yeah, she's okay,
safe.
but I just want to comfort her.
But still many desperately trying to make contact with their loved ones.
I haven't been able to contact my boyfriend. He's in there, him and his brother. If you see this, Brian, call me. Let me know that you and your brother are okay.
Juan Hernandez was staying at a hotel across the street.
Just a bunch of shots, multiple shots going off like crazy, just one right after the other. And as I came out, then we had seen a black SUV flying down the street. What I saw, it looked like one guy was wearing military fatigue.
Within minutes, a massive law enforcement response. SWAT teams wearing body armor closing in, rifles drawn.
Making entry through the back door east side.
Nurse Dorothy Vaughn filming as the operation unfolded.
It's all geared. They're all geared up.
Rifles and everything.
We have several down in the conference room, several down. We have two suspects, both dressed in black, and the inside of the business on the south side is what we're being told.
I need some medical aid in here immediately.
They went into the active shooter protocols, the things that we trained for. They immediately entered the building in search of the suspects.
Paul LaCroix's son was also inside.
He says that the alarms went off and they were all told to hunker down and hide and shelter in place.
He was among those evacuated as law enforcement began ushering people from the building with their hands in the air to make sure attackers weren't blending in with the crowd. Police patted each person down.
They patted us all down, checked our bag, checked our IDs, checked our registration, and now we're in the parking lot.
And then, 45 minutes after that first call, this chilling police radio dispatch. The hunt now on for possibly 3 gunmen.
That suspect, possibly all 3 of them, fled in a black SUV.
Marcus Aguilera's wife works at the facility and got out safely.
She said the guy came in next to her office and I guess started shooting. They locked themselves in her office. They seen bodies on the floor.
A triage area set up in this intersection at a nearby golf course. The injured carried away on stretchers to nearby hospitals.
We did receive 5 adult patients, which stemmed from the original incident in San Bernardino. Of those 5 patients, 2 are critical but stable, 2 are fair, and 1 is still being assessed. And all 5 do remain in the hospital.
SWAT teams still inside the huge building complex, going room to room, looking for victims and any explosives that attackers might have left behind.
That device they found, they do have it, and they're taking it out of the building now.
Unclear at this point whether it was an explosive.
Preliminary information indicates that these are people that came prepared, that they were dressed and equipped in a way to indicate that they were prepared, and they were armed with long guns, not handguns.
Also unclear the motivation behind the deadly attack.
I know one of your questions is going to be, is this a terrorist incident? I will tell you right now, we do not know.
The brother-in-law of suspect Syed Farook expressed great sadness for the victims.
There's no comment. I mean, investigation is going on. You would know what it is. I have no idea. I have no idea. Why would he do that? Why would he do something like this? I have absolutely no idea. I'm in shock myself.
While the events unfolded, President Obama spoke strongly on gun control.
The one thing we do know is that we have a pattern now of mass shootings in this country that has no parallel anywhere else in the world. And there's some steps we could take, not to eliminate every one of these mass shootings, but to improve the odds that they don't happen as frequently. Common sense gun safety laws, stronger background checks.
Tonight, 14 people have been confirmed dead and at least 17 others are being treated for their injuries at local hospitals.
I don't know any individual who couldn't be shaken up by this. You know, we hear of these mass shootings all over the country, and I think you all could agree that this just hit a little bit too close to home. It is home. So we're all shaken by this. We're all bothered by it.
It would take authorities 3 hours to track the suspects in the black SUV. With bullets raining down, that massive manhunt unfolding next.